Avik, it's great to have you here. Thank you for joining.
My pleasure.
So let's get right into it. You've been CEO for Capital Power. What has been the greatest joy as the CEO of an operating company and the greatest challenge?
The biggest joy for me at Capital Power has been being across an operating company and being involved on a day-to-day basis with every aspect of the business. Whether it's being engaged on a community side, working with our plant personnel, studying what we're going to do in new markets, dealing with stakeholders. And it's incredibly exciting to be across different aspects of the business. And each and every day is completely and totally dynamic in that regard. The other aspect of it is like when you're in an operating company, when you're dealing with, hey, we're sponsoring a community event in one of the towns where we have a power plant. That conversation is incredibly important to the community. So it may be a small dollar and it may only impact 100 people. But in that moment, in that meeting, it's the most important thing you are doing.
And Avik, to build on that, what's been the biggest challenge?
It's funny. The biggest challenge has been, I probably naively thought, well, great, I'm the CEO. I get to make decisions and I get to manage my own time. Nothing could be further from the truth. You're really not in control of your own schedule, how you set priorities and how you kind of manage your home life, your work life, and thread the needle on all of those. I think that's been the biggest challenge.
Any hacks you've figured out?
I have an amazing executive assistant, Karen, and the one hack is set blocks in my schedule where nothing's in it.
Until something is.
Yeah. So that's been really helpful.
Yeah.
The other hack for me that's worked really well is I try to keep Fridays as I affectionately call it office hours, but it's that time for me to catch up with people on an unscheduled basis. So one of my partners and colleagues, she calls it the happy collisions. Those are so important in an organization where you're having unplanned conversations.
If you can go back to Avik the investor and give him some tips on, here's how I want you to engage with CEOs differently, what would you tell that younger version of yourself?
Really dive into what that CEO is dealing with on a day-in-day basis. I think for me as a young investor, I did come into those conversations trying to high grade and prioritize, but it was always through the lens of what's most material from a dollars and cents perspective. What's most material in a strategic sense that will impact the long-term value of the business. But at the end of the day, what drives the business are the people, the hearts and minds within that organization. And a CEO has to spend a significant portion of their time moving an organization. And that's probably something I would tell my younger self now is ultimately when you're investing in a company, part of it is investing in the investment thesis, but the biggest part of it is you're investing in the organization, the people, the culture, the ethos of what makes it move.
So Avik, you've had probably the most varied career of anybody I know, from founder and operator of a hockey team, founder of an energy company in South America, to an investor, to now the CEO of Capital Power. And I think I'm missing 3 or 4 other career steps in there. How has that journey shaped who you are and positioned you to take on the immense responsibility of serving as a public company CEO?
One of the things I'm most grateful for is in my career, I've always had mentors and bosses who have always owned my outcome as much, if not more, as I did. And that's what's given me the opportunity to have all these incredible experiences and actually be liberated enough to go take risk and try new things. And so I've been able to surround myself with people much smarter, much better than I am, and really ride that wave of, doing great things, creating, building, growing. And that's something I put a great deal of value on.
Do you ever think about how the actions you're taking today will live beyond your tenure as CEO?
I think I always think about the future, because for me, everything is about defining goals, defining ambition, defining a North Star. So every successful team I've been a part of in my career, whether it was building an oil company or leading a hockey team or creating a new investment organization or leading a power company today, my goal has always been come in and orient around a North Star, capture a group of people with great ideas and the ambition to do great things, and then create a movement. Because an idea is nothing but words on a page. But if you can catalyze a group of people around it, you create something that's much bigger than yourself. So for me, it's really about that. It's if I can look back on my own career and say, I was part of something great, about building something great, then you've created an ecosystem of individuals that all feel the same. There's nothing better than that.
Avik, there's two things that make your eyes light up. One, power markets. Two is when you talk to me about your family. What advice do you have for young people that are about to enter the workforce based on this phenomenal journey that you've been on and that you continue to be on?
For me, it's absolutely be curious. Be curious, engage, have conversations. Because these types of interactions are irreplaceable. That human interaction of talking to people, learning from people, being curious enough to ask questions, not being afraid to say the stupid thing. That for me is always the biggest piece of advice, which is be curious and be unafraid.
Avik, I enjoy every conversation we have. This has been no exception. Thanks so much for making time for us.
Thank you. That was fantastic.